Ladies, listen closely. You are not here to be an afterthought in your own life. Every woman needs to put herself first. And the first step is to embrace your worth. For too long, society has conditioned us to believe that our value comes from how much we can give to others, how much we can sacrifice, and how much we can stretch ourselves to meet the needs of everyone around us. We've been taught that being selfless is the highest virtue, and that putting ourselves first is selfish. But let me tell you, this narrative is not only outdated, it's dangerous. When you constantly put others before yourself, you slowly start to lose sight of who you are. You forget your dreams, your passions, and your potential. You begin to believe that your worth is tied to how well you meet the expectations of others. But your worth is not defined by how much you give. It's not defined by how perfectly you fulfill everyone's needs. Your worth is inherent. It's not something you have to earn. It's something you already have. You are worthy because you exist. You are worthy of love, of joy, of respect, and of every opportunity that life has to offer. You are worthy of rest, of laughter, of success, and of every beautiful thing you can imagine. And that worth does not diminish because someone else cannot see it. It does not shrink because someone else fails to appreciate it. It does not vanish because of your mistakes or your struggle. It remains steady and unshakable. Putting yourself first is an act of acknowledging this truth. It's about saying to yourself, I matter. My needs matter. My dreams matter. My health matters. My happiness matters. It's about recognizing that your life is just as important as anyone else's. It's about refusing to settle for being an extra in the story of your own life. But embracing your worth takes courage. It means standing up to the voices, both inside and outside, that try to tell you otherwise. It means saying no when it's easier to say yes. It means choosing yourself even when it feels uncomfortable. It means letting go of the guilt that tries to convince you that putting yourself first is wrong. Ladies, this is not about arrogance, it's about survival. Because when you put yourself first, you become stronger, you become more whole, more grounded, and more powerful. And from that place of strength, you can love others more deeply, give more generously, and live more fully. So today, make a commitment to yourself. Embrace your worth. Say to yourself, I am enough, just as I am. I am worthy of all the good that life has to offer. I am here to live a life that honors me first. Because the world needs your light, and it starts with you recognizing that you are worthy to shine. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Ladies, I want you to imagine a cup, your cup. This cup represents your energy, your emotional reserves, your physical well-being, and your spiritual strength. Every time you give to someone else, your partner, your children, your family, your job, you pour a little bit out of that cup. Every time you show up for others, you are giving a piece of yourself. And while giving is beautiful and necessary, here's the harsh truth. If you don't take time to refill your cup, eventually it runs dry. When your cup is empty, you are running on fumes, emotionally, mentally, and physically. You become exhausted, irritable, overwhelmed, and disconnected from your own needs. You may find yourself snapping at loved ones, resenting the people you care about, or feeling like you're failing at everything. That's not because you're a bad person or a bad mother, partner, or friend. It's because you're running on empty. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Putting yourself first means making sure that your cup is always at least half full, ideally overflowing. It means making space in your life to replenish your energy, to care for your mental health, to nurture your physical body, and to feed your spirit. Because when your cup is full, you have more to give. When you are well rested, you can show up with love and patience. When your mind is clear, you can make better decisions. When your spirit is nourished, you can inspire those around you. Society often tells women that self-sacrifice is noble. We are taught that the more we give of ourselves, the more valuable we are. But let's be honest, that's a recipe for burnout, bitterness, and a loss of self. You cannot give endlessly without replenishing. You cannot show up for others the way you want to if you are neglecting your own needs. So, how do you refill your cup? It's different for every woman. Maybe it's taking a quiet walk in nature. Maybe it's reading a book you love, meditating, or spending time with friends who uplift you. Maybe it's exercising, eating well, or simply getting enough sleep. Maybe it's carving out time to work on your dreams or creative passions. Refilling your cup isn't selfish. It's an act of love for yourself and for everyone around you. Because when you are strong, healthy, and whole, you bring that energy to every relationship, every challenge, and every opportunity. You show up as the best version of yourself. Ladies, I want you to remember this always. Taking care of yourself is not a luxury. It's a necessity. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So take the time every single day to refill yours. Because you deserve it. And the world needs you at your best. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. Boundaries. Let's talk about them, ladies. For many of us, boundaries feel like something we've been taught to avoid, like they're walls that push people away. But the truth is, boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about protecting your peace, your energy, and your well-being. Setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-respect. Think of boundaries like the guardrails on a bridge. Without them, it's easy to veer off course and find yourself in dangerous territory, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Boundaries keep you on track, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with confidence and strength. They are not about keeping love out, they are about ensuring that the love you give and receive is healthy, respectful, and reciprocal. When you set boundaries, you teach people how to treat you. You show them that your time is valuable, that your feelings matter, and that your needs are important. You send the message, I am worthy of respect and I will not tolerate anything less. That's not arrogance, that's self-love. But let's be honest, setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable. Many of us were raised to believe that being a good woman means always saying yes, always being available, always putting others first. We were taught that if we say no, we might disappoint someone. But let me remind you, every time you say yes to something that drains you or compromises your values, you are saying no to yourself. Every time you sacrifice your peace for someone else's comfort, you are teaching yourself that you don't matter as much. Boundaries are the opposite of that. They are about choosing yourself. They are about saying, I will not abandon myself to please others. They are about carving out space for your growth, your healing, and your dreams. Imagine how powerful you become when you set clear boundaries. You no longer waste energy on people or situations that disrespect you. You free up your mind and heart for the things and the people that truly matter. You create an environment where you can thrive. Boundaries can be as simple as saying, no, I can't take that call right now. Or I need some time for myself. Or I won't tolerate disrespectful behavior. They can be about limiting the time you spend with toxic people, or choosing not to engage in conversations that drain your spirit. Ladies, setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to show the world and yourself that you value who you are. It's about standing in your power, protecting your energy, and living life on your terms. Remember, every time you set a boundary, you reinforce the truth that your well-being matters. And that is the foundation of putting yourself first. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. Ladies, let's talk about something that's often misunderstood. Self-care. Society often paints self-care as a luxury, something you treat yourself to only when you have extra time or money. Maybe it's a bubble bath at the end of a long day, a face mask, or a spa treatment. But let me tell you something, self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not something you do just because you've earned it after everyone else's needs have been met. It's something you must prioritize every single day because your well-being is the foundation of everything you do. Think about it. How can you show up for the people you love if you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and running on empty? How can you make good decisions, pursue your dreams, or build a life you love if you're too tired to think straight? Self-care is not selfish. It's an act of respect for yourself and everyone who depends on you. Self-care isn't just about pampering yourself. It's about nurturing your mind, body, and soul. It's about giving yourself permission to slow down and breathe. It's about making sure you are whole, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. When you take care of yourself, you're not taking time away from others. You're making sure you have the energy and strength to give the best of yourself to the world. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened to your body's needs? When was the last time you checked in with your heart and asked, how am I feeling today? When did you last take a moment to celebrate your wins or forgive yourself for your mistakes? Self-care is about these daily check-ins. It's about honoring yourself the way you honor others. Self-care can be as simple as setting aside 10 minutes each morning for quiet reflection, prayer, or journaling. It can be about fueling your body with healthy food, moving your body in a way that feels good, and getting enough sleep. It can be about setting boundaries that protect your peace and saying no to things that drain you. It can be about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up instead of tear you down. It's also about giving yourself grace, recognizing that you're human and that it's okay to rest, to ask for help, to say no. You are not a machine. You are a living, breathing human being with needs, dreams, and a purpose that matters. So let's erase the idea that self-care is a luxury. Let's replace it with the truth. Self-care is the fuel that allows you to shine, to grow, to heal, and to live a life that feels aligned with who you are. Prioritize it because you deserve it. You owe it to yourself and to the world to be the best, most fulfilled version of you. Your dreams deserve your time and attention. Ladies, let's talk about something we often push to the back burner, our dreams. We live in a world that constantly demands our time, energy, and attention. From the moment we wake up, we're bombarded with responsibilities, family, work, relationships, and 1,000 other obligations that pull us in every direction. And in the midst of all this chaos, our dreams, the very essence of who we are and who we want to become, often get left behind. But I want to remind you today, your dreams matter. They are not a hobby or a side project you indulge in when everything else is done. They are the fuel that lights the fire in your soul. They are the compass that guides you toward a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and uniquely yours. When you choose to put your dreams first, when you make time every day, even if it's just a few minutes, to invest in what sets your heart on fire, you are declaring to the world that you value your purpose. You are saying, I refuse to let my life be defined solely by what others need from me. I have dreams, and they deserve my time and attention. Some might call it selfish, but let's be clear, chasing your dreams is not about neglecting others. It's about filling your own cup so that you can pour into the lives of those you love. A woman who is living in alignment with her passions radiates a light that inspires everyone around her. She becomes a role model for her children, her friends, her community, a living testament to what's possible when you honor your calling. So, what are your dreams? Maybe it's starting a business, writing a book, traveling the world, or learning a new skill. Maybe it's creating art, helping others, or making an impact in your community. Whatever it is, it matters. And it deserves your time. The key is to carve out dedicated time, every day, every week, to work on your dreams. Wake up a little earlier if you have to. Say no to distractions that drain your energy. Prioritize yourself on your calendar the way you prioritize appointments and errands. Treat your dreams as non-negotiable. Every small step counts. Every word you write, every plan you make, every skill you learn, each one is a brick in the foundation of the life you're building. Don't wait for the perfect time to start, because that time may never come. The time to start is now. Remember this. Your dreams deserve the same level of commitment, respect, and dedication that you give to others. Because when you honor your dreams, you honor yourself. And that's one of the most powerful ways to put yourself first. Boundaries protect your energy and self-respect. Ladies, let's get real about something that many of us have struggled with at some point. Boundaries. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like we're letting others down or like we're being mean. But the truth is, boundaries are not about being harsh or cold. They're about protecting your energy, your time, and your self-respect. When you choose to put yourself first, you are acknowledging that your mental, emotional, and physical health are worth protecting. You are recognizing that you cannot give your best to the world if you're constantly running on empty, drained by other people's demands, or feeling resentful because you never have time for yourself. Boundaries are the lines you draw that say, this is what I need to stay healthy, happy, and fulfilled. This is how I expect to be treated. Think about how many times you said yes to things you didn't want to do because you were afraid of disappointing someone. Think about how many times you've stayed quiet when someone crossed a line because you didn't want to cause conflict. Every time you ignore your own needs in favor of others, you're teaching the world that your needs come last. But let me remind you, you are not required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You are allowed to say no without explaining yourself. You are allowed to walk away from situations that drain you. You are allowed to protect your peace. Boundaries are not walls that shut people out. They are fences with gates, that allow you to decide who gets close to you and how. They help you filter out toxic relationships, disrespectful behavior, and unnecessary drama. When you enforce healthy boundaries, you attract people who respect you and your time, and you repel those who only seek to use or manipulate you. Start by getting clear on what you need to feel safe and respected. Is it time alone each day to recharge? Is it space to pursue your passions without guilt? Is it the freedom to express yourself without fear of being judged? Once you know what you need, communicate it clearly and confidently. Remember, it's not your job to control how others react to your boundaries. It's your job to uphold them, even if others don't like it. Setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to putting others first. But with practice, it becomes easier. You'll find that you feel lighter, freer, and more authentic. You'll have more energy for the things that truly matter, and you'll discover that by protecting your own well-being, you're actually showing others how to respect and value you. Boundaries are a gift you give yourself, a declaration that you are worthy of respect and care. So don't be afraid to draw the line. Stand firm. You deserve it. When you prioritize yourself, you inspire others. Ladies, let's talk about the incredible ripple effect that happens when you choose to put yourself first. So often we're taught that prioritizing our own needs is selfish, that it's somehow taking away from those we love. But here's the truth. When you make yourself a priority, when you honor your health, your dreams, your boundaries, your joy, you're not just changing your own life, you're also inspiring everyone around you to rise higher too. Think about it. When a woman walks confidently in her purpose, it lights up the world. People notice her energy, they see her determination, her passion, and her resilience. She becomes a living example of what's possible. And that's powerful, because when other women see you stepping into your power, they feel permission to do the same. They realize that it's okay to chase their own dreams, to say no when something doesn't feel right, to demand respect, and to live life on their own terms. Your daughters, your nieces, your sisters, your friends, they're all watching you. They're learning from your actions more than your words. Every time you choose to honor yourself, whether it's by starting that side hustle, pursuing your education, taking time for self-care, or simply saying, "I deserve better," you're giving them permission to do the same. You're telling them, it's okay to be a woman who chooses herself. But it's not just women who are impacted. When men see a woman who knows her worth and refuses to settle, they learn to respect her on a deeper level. They see that she won't tolerate less than she deserves. She teaches them how to treat her, and by extension all women, better. She shows them that strong, empowered women are not a threat, but a gift to the world. Prioritizing yourself doesn't mean neglecting others. It means you're showing up as your best self for everyone in your life. It means you're not pouring from an empty cup. It means you're setting the tone for healthy, fulfilling relationships, because you know how to love and respect yourself first. So don't be afraid to be that woman who inspires. Be the one who stands tall in her truth. Be the one who lights the path for others by showing them that it's possible to build a life that aligns with their soul's calling. Let your courage to put yourself first be the spark that ignites a fire in others. Because when you choose yourself, you're not just changing your story, you're giving others the courage to change theirs too. And that, my friend, is one of the most powerful legacies you can leave behind. Putting yourself first is an act of courage and strength. Ladies, let's talk about the truth that often goes unspoken. Putting yourself first is not always easy, and it certainly isn't always popular. It takes real courage to choose yourself in a world that constantly demands your time, your energy, and your attention. Society often expects women to be selfless, to serve others before serving themselves, and to sacrifice their own needs for the comfort of everyone else. But let's be clear, putting yourself first is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of strength and courage that deserves to be celebrated. It's easy to fall into the habit of people-pleasing, of bending over backwards to make everyone else happy, often at the cost of your own well-being. But when you choose to prioritize yourself, you're saying, "I matter too." You're standing up for your worth and recognizing that you have just as much right to happiness, success, and peace as anyone else. Choosing yourself requires strength because it often means setting boundaries that others might not like. It means saying no to things that drain you so that you can say yes to the things that make you thrive. It means stepping out of the shadow of guilt and learning to trust your instincts, even if people don't understand. Think about how many women stay stuck in situations that no longer serve them, jobs that leave them unfulfilled, relationships that steal their joy, environments that dim their light, simply because they're afraid of what others might say. But let me remind you, every time you choose to put yourself first, you are rewriting your story. You are declaring to the world and to yourself that your dreams, your health, your passions, and your peace are non-negotiable. This kind of courage builds resilience. It makes you stronger every single day. It teaches you that even if the path feels lonely sometimes, you are capable of walking it with grace and purpose. It shows you that your happiness and fulfillment are worth the risk of discomfort. Don't underestimate the power of this choice. Every act of self-care, every boundary you set, every time you listen to your intuition instead of the noise around you, it all adds up to a life that reflects your truth. It's a declaration that you refuse to be a supporting character in your own story. So be proud of yourself, even on the days when it feels hard. You're doing something that not everyone has the courage to do. You're putting yourself first. And by doing so, you're not just changing your life. You're setting a powerful example for every woman who watches you rise. Never forget, putting yourself first is not selfish. It's a revolutionary act of self-love. And it is the foundation of a life filled with purpose, joy, and unshakable strength. As we come to the end of this powerful journey, I want to remind you of something crucial. Putting yourself first isn't just an option. It's a necessity. For a woman who wants to live a life filled with joy, purpose, and authenticity. Throughout this video, we've explored the profound reasons why every woman must choose herself daily, why she must honor her needs, dreams, and boundaries, and why she must rise above the guilt and the noise of other people's expectations. We've talked about how society often tells women to give and give until there's nothing left. But the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you prioritize yourself, your health, your goals, your happiness, you become a stronger, more compassionate, and more resilient version of yourself. And that's the woman the world truly needs. We discussed the power of setting boundaries and how it protects your energy from being drained by the demands of others. We explored how investing in yourself, whether that's your mental health, your education, your passions, or your dreams, pays dividends not just for you, but for everyone you touch. You inspire others to do the same. You break generational cycles of self-sacrifice and show the next generation of women that their worth is non-negotiable. We talked about how putting yourself first is not an act of selfishness, but an act of courage and strength. It takes bravery to choose yourself in a world that doesn't always support that choice. It means believing that your dreams matter, that your voice matters, and that your happiness is worth fighting for. Remember, you were not born to simply exist for others' convenience. You are here to live a life that honors your purpose and your soul's calling. And when you step into that truth, you become a beacon of light, guiding others to do the same. You show them that it's okay to say no, that it's okay to chase their passions, that it's okay to take up space. So, as you move forward from here, carry this message with you every single day. You matter. Your dreams, your voice, your needs, your happiness, they all matter. Don't ever let anyone make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. You are not here to live a life that pleases others at the expense of your own well-being. Every time you choose to put yourself first, you reclaim your power. You teach the world how to treat you, and you inspire countless others to rise and do the same. That's how change begins. That's how we build a world where every woman is free to be her fullest, most empowered self. So go ahead, put yourself first. It's the greatest gift you can give, not only to yourself, but to everyone around you. Because a woman who loves and honors herself is unstoppable. And remember this, the world needs your light. So shine, queen, shine.